Hi everyone, my name is Greg Gadowski. I'm the Region 1 Director-elect. As you know, we're having our Region 1 Board of Governor meeting in the middle of March this year, and I wanted to provide a video that gave you an overview of some of the new features that we've added to the website for this meeting in particular. Now in the past, when I was the Information Management Coordinator, I would receive 80 reports from people all over the region. And I would have to manually enter these on the web page. They would have to be organized, set up, and archived. And it was very difficult and time consuming. And one of the things that I quickly realized that was when I was a section chair in Rochester, and it was my very first year, and someone said, Greg, it's time for you to write a statement of goals for the Rochester section. The very first thing that came to my mind was, can you show me what was done in the past? And even as of last year, that was very difficult to do. And so, as a new section chair, I was always frustrated by the fact that I couldn't find out what had been done in the past. Well, now that's going to be different, and I think you'll really appreciate some of the things that we've done that will make life easier going forward. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you some of the things that we've changed, and I think you'll find again that these are very useful going forward. So what you see on the screen are the Region 1 IEEE web pages. You could probably navigate there and kind of follow along with me. The menu items shown on the left are many of the things that we've added to the web pages, but in particular, we've added one for the Region 1 meetings and the materials that are submitted for them. So the upcoming Board of Governor meeting is shown here. If you click on that menu item, it will take you to a password protected site. All of these sites related to the Board of Governor meeting will be password protected with one single password. I will send that to you in email. I'll type it in here, and that will get us to the next level. You only have to enter that password in once. All right, so when you enter it in, you'll come to this menu, and this will provide you with lots of information about the Board of Governor meeting. So the hotel, how to register, where to dial in to get remotely to kind of listen to the meeting. It provides a link for submitting materials, which I'll go over momentarily. And then it provides links to all of the different types of reports that we typically require for this meeting. Now, I'm going to start with section reports because those I think are probably the most common that we receive. If you were to click on section reports, it will take you to a new web page. That web page will have links for all of the sections. So if I were to scroll down here, you'll see it starts with Boston, and then all of our sections have individual links. Now, let's say I was part of the Mid-Hudson section as an example. Let's say I wanted to see all of the documents that have been submitted for the Mid-Hudson section over the last 4 years. If you just hover over Mid-Hudson and you click that link, it's going to go to another web page specific to the Mid-Hudson section that shows you everything I've got. Okay, and so what you can see here are section reports dating back to 2018. If you wanted to look at that report, you would click on the link and you'll find a new link that contains the document for the Mid-Hudson section report in 2018. Now you'll be able to see everything as time goes forward. So the chairs that come after you will also have access to these reports, and they'll have access to all of the reports that you've submitted. So this is really a huge change compared to what we've had in the prior years, and it will really make it easy for new chairs to kind of move seamlessly into helping with this meeting. So if I go back to the main menu for sections, you'll also see that there's another link underneath Mid-Hudson. Now, all of the links that fall below the link to this section are the documents for this year only. Now, I have already created for every section a snapshot of the performance of the section up to February of 2020. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So for the Mid-Hudson section, if I were to click on this link, the one that says 220 recruitment and retention goals and so forth, it's going to bring you to this website. And here you'll see a snapshot of the performance and expectations of that section. At the top, you'll find the 2020 recruitment goals and retention goals for the Mid-Hudson section. Those goals are set by the Membership Development Group of IEEE. And if you haven't seen these, if you don't have a Membership Development Officer in your section, you may not have ever seen these. And so I've taken them from the Membership Development Group and I've put them here to make it easy for you to locate your specific goals. Now, immediately below that is an analysis of how many senior member elevations were done in your section since 2019. The first table shows the performance over the first 2 months of 2020, January and February. In this case, the Mid-Hudson section has actually already successfully elevated 3 individuals as senior members. Now, how are they doing in comparison to 2019? If you look immediately below that, in 2019, they elevated a total of 9 members over that entire 12-month period. So they're well on their way to meeting the same level of elevations that they had in the prior year. So this really gives you a good idea of where your section stands today in comparison to last year. Now, immediately below that is an assessment of the L31 reports for all of the meetings in your specific section. So in this case, in the Mid-Hudson section, they had 8 technical meetings. Now, I didn't do an analysis of 2020, but this gives you an idea of how many meetings were done last year, and next year we'll have an assessment of how many you did in 2020. So have you had more meetings? Have you had fewer meetings? What types of meetings have you had? You'll be able to compare one year against another. And so this is a really nice feature that we've actually never had before. And immediately below that was an assessment of those L31s. And this shows the 2 highest attended meetings in that section over the last year. So from a leadership point of view, we want to attend your large meetings. We are hoping that you will tell us when your large meetings are occurring so that either an area chair or myself or the director can attend one of your larger meetings. But this will also give us a sense of, how large are the meetings that your section is having. Okay, so as you can see, this provides a snapshot of your section, quite honestly, that we've never had before. So I hope this helps you in thinking about your goals in the upcoming year. Okay, so now you've taken this all in and you've spoken with your section, you've come up with a set of goals. You have a Word document that has everything that you want to do in the current year. Maybe you have some web pages you want to share. Maybe you want to have some videos that you've taken in your section. You want to share those with the region. Or maybe you have other things that you would like to provide the Board of Governor meeting with that other sections might find useful in looking at what you've submitted. So let's go ahead and show how you would do that. So if I navigate to this top menu, again, there is a link for the submission of Board of Governor materials. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. All right, now we're on the form that allows you to load that kind of information. So let's say I was the section chair for the Mid-Hudson section and I want to load new materials. So the first thing you'll notice is there's a set of radio buttons that define all of the different committees and types of reports that come in for the Board of Governor meeting. We're going to add a section report. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. As soon as you select section report, it's going to load another set of radio buttons, one for each of the sections within Region 1. So now I'm going to look for my specific section, which would be, in this case, would be the Mid-Hudson section. Okay, now we're all set. We're going to start loading materials that basically are the things that we want to put in for the Board of Governor meeting for the Mid-Hudson section. The first thing that you can do is, let's say you haven't typed up a report yet, but you'd just like to add a few a little few overview comments that tell us what we should be looking at. So you might say Region 1 volunteers are the best volunteers in IEEE. I truly believe that. So you type in anything here, you can add links, you can actually add pointers to pictures, anything that you can do in vTools for events or for e-notices. This is the same type of window. You can add it in here just like you would for vTools. Okay, so now we're going to move on. Now let's say I have some documents to add. I typed in a Word document, I have a list of goals, or I have links to web pages of our largest meetings, or I have pictures that I want to add. So this is going to be the section where you do that. Right now I've selected none of those documents. I'm going to walk you through how you would do this. So the first thing might be I might want to add a Word document that's related to whatever goals I have. In this case, I'm going to just type in a descriptor for the file. It might be goals of the section. In this case, I'm going to type in bio statement for Greg Godowski. All right, that just happens to be a document that I know is on my computer at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and say choose file. It will bring down a menu on my computer. I will locate the document and hit choose. Okay, now that document is ready to be uploaded. Now let's say I want to add a few web pages. Maybe I had a really great event and I want everybody to see it. Maybe I've got an upcoming event that I want people to link to at other sections. This is where you can do that. So I'm going to select two. The first one might be, in this case, might be the Rochester. Whoops. IEEE website. Okay, so I happen to have that website open. I'm going to go ahead and copy the link. And now I'm going to paste the link in right here. Now, a number of years back, I also created a video for how to create vTool Express email notifications. vTools training video. And now I'm going to go to YouTube where I stored that. I'm going to refresh this briefly. Hit pause. And now I'm going to hit share. And when you hit share, it's going to provide you with a link for this video. I'm going to copy that. Now I'm going to paste that right over here. Okay. Now let's say I had a picture of a nice meeting. Maybe I looked on the Region 1 web pages and I saw my picture there and I really didn't like it. So I'm going to add a new headshot maybe of myself. Picture of the chair. I'm going to choose a file. Here I'm going to look for a JPEG or a TIFF file. And so I've got one here in this particular folder. There you go. Now I might have a few videos or I might have a few pictures from those two large events that I mentioned earlier. So you might want to add those so people can see what your event was like. In this case, I'm going to add another picture of the chair. But, you know, could be your meeting, could be, a nice photograph of a person that won an award in your section would also be a good thing to put here. I'll say choose. Okay, now I'm done. That's all I really wanted to upload. You can add more. There are a few, you can add up to 3 documents, up to 3 additional pictures. It's quite a bit. But for now, I'm done. So I'm going to hit next, and it's going to ask me to electronically sign this document. So now this is important. You really want to put in your name. Right? If you were the chair next year, you'd want to know which chair actually submitted the report. Right? Yes, you really want to put in your email address, because when I hit submit, it's actually going to send you a notification saying it put stuff on the web page for your section. Right? It will also provide people with kind of an email which is sort of hidden on the web page that can't be found by spiders that allow people to kind of navigate to you. So go ahead and hit submit. And now it's going to load those documents to the web page. You'll have to wait, done. Looks like a blank screen, but actually if you scroll to the top, it'll say, thank you for submitting your materials. Okay, now they are on the website. So let's see if we can go find them. So if I go back to the Board of Governor meeting and I look at section reports, now we're going to look, we filed a report for the Mid-Hudson section, so I'm going to scroll down. And here it is, lo and behold, Mid-Hudson report submitted by Greg Gadowski on March 6, 2020. Okay, so that's the report that we just submitted. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like when you click on the link. Okay, remember there was a featured image. That's the image that is shown at the top. That could be the new picture of your chair. It could be a picture of your meeting, whatever you submitted. Here's the overview I provided for this report. Region 1 volunteers are the best volunteers in IEEE. I added additional documents. If you recall, I added a bio statement for myself. Here you can see the descriptor with a link. If you click on that link, it will download the document. Here's the document that I just loaded. And there's my bio statement that I first uploaded and now downloaded from the website. If you scroll below, these are the pictures that I added, the additional pictures. Here are the links that we added, the Rochester website, the vTools training video. If you click on that, it will take you to the video just as planned. Okay, if you go to the website, it'll take you to the website just as planned. So this is a remarkable feature that we've never had in the past. It's a nice way of filing reports. I hope you appreciate the ability to kind of look at the materials of the meeting. That's all I've got for now. I hope you found this short video useful, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the upcoming weeks at the Region 1 Board of Governor meeting in Southbridge, Massachusetts. Take care for now. See you in a few weeks. Bye.